Hello Primary 6. Today we will start lesson 4 in unit 2 and it's a proportional division. What the meaning of proportional division? It means to divide anything. I will divide money. I will divide land. I will divide weight. Whatever I will divide among many persons according to a given ratio. Let's start to solve the first example. A load of apple fruit weight 430 kilogram. This is the total of the weight. Is distributed among 3 merchants. The share of the first is 2/3, the share of the second and the share of the second 5/6, the share of the third. Calculate share of each of them from this load. First, I have a combining ratio. I have to write the combining ratio first. What is the names I have? First to second to third. The first to second to 3. I don't have ratio here. The ratio between the second and the third is 5/6. And I don't have first. Now, which is full ratio? Second. Here I will give third 3 and I will give first 5 to solve in a combining ratio. Now I will multiply 2 times 5, 10. 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 6, 18. I don't have simplest form. I don't have a simplest form here. This is the simplest form. Okay, now I will write here the sum. Because I will share this kilograms according to the 3 merchants. If a sum, I will add the ratio first. It will be 43. And the sum which I have, or the total weight, is 430. Now I will use cross multiplication. I will use first 10 times 430 divided 43. I will use the second 15 times 430 divided 43, and now the third 18 times 430 divided 43. If I will write the first 10 times 430 divided 43, it will be equal 100. The second equal 15 times 430 over 43 equal 150. The third equal 18 times 430 divided 43 equal 180. If I add these 3 numbers, it will give me the total amount of the weight of fruits. Number B. A man died and left a piece of land for building. Its area is 55 kirot. He recommended for building on an orphan house on area equal 5 kirot. 5 kirots. The remainder is distributed between 2 sons and his daughter. Sons and daughter. In the ratio of 2:1. Calculate the share of each of them from the land. First, this man, when he died, he leave an area 55 kirot. But he recommended for building an orphan house 5 kirot. So the remained of kirot is 50 kirots. This is the remained, which I will distribute it among his sons and daughter. Son and daughter, I will distribute every time 2:1. 2 for boys and 1 for girls. or son and daughter. I will write son and daughter. Son and daughter. 2 to 1. Every time when I have a man died, I will write son to daughter. 2 to 1. 2 to 1. Okay. Now, but here I have 2 sons. So I have son to daughter. Because I have 2 sons and only 1 daughter. In the ratio of 2 to 1, 2 for son, 1 for daughter. 2 for son, 1 for daughter. But here I will write 2 for every son. Okay? And the sum of the kirats which I will distribute. First, the sum of the ratio, it will be 5. And the sum of the kirats is 50. So I will use cross multiplication. El son 2 times 50 over 5, it will be 20. So the first son will take 20 and the second son will take 20 because they are similar. Daughter 1 times 50 over 5 equal 10. Then this daughter will take 10. 20 for the first son, 20 for the second son, and 10 kirats for the daughter. Okay, number 3. Hayam and Muhammad shared a commercial business. I have Hayam and I have Muhammad. Hayam paid 25,000. Muhammad paid 35,000. At the end of the year, the net profit, if I have a profit, 15,000. Find the share of each from the net profit. If I will distribute this profit between them. First, I must simplify. 3 zeros go with 3 zeros. Divide 5, it will be 5 to 7. Now I will write the sum. 5 plus 7 equal 12, and the sum which I will distribute is 15,000. Now Hayam will take 5 times 15,000 over 12. She will take 6,250. And Muhammad 7 times 15,000 over 12. He will take 8,750. If I add these two numbers, they will give me the net profit, 15,000. Let's complete page 48. A father distributed LE 225 among his 3 sons. The share of the first was third of the sum, and the ratio between the share of the second and the share of the third 2 to 3. Find the share of them. First, this father give the third of. Third, it means 1 over 3. Of, it means time. Third of the sum, and this is the sum. So I will find the first alone, because he will take third of the sum 225. So he will take 75 LE. Now I have a remained money. If the remained money, the total which I have minus 75, it will be 150. This number, I will distribute it now among the ratio which I have between the second and the third. If I will write second and third, 2 to 3, and the sum of the money is this money, and I will add the ratio, it will be 5. يبقى I have to read it well because the first will take his money first and then he give me the ratio only between the second and the third. Third of, it means third time the sum. يبقى الفirst I will use cross multiplication. 2 times 150 over 5. يبقى الفirst will take 60 pound or 60 LE. With second it will be 3 times 150 over 5. He will take 90. The sum of this money will give you the amount of the money which is remained for the second and the third. Okay, number B. A man owns a piece of land. Its area is 48 kirats. He recommended a half of the area is specialized for building a school, and the other half is divided among his 2 sons and his 2 daughters, such that the share of the boy is twice the share of the girl. I said before, when I have son and daughter, it will be 2 to 1. Don't change it. Son to daughter, it will be 2 to 1. Okay, but first, this area, I will take half of this area equal 24 kirats. The half of this kirats will take to build a school, and the other half I will take it to distribute or to divide among these sons and daughters. Now the ratio is son to son because I have 2 sons, 2 daughters, يبقى daughter to daughter, 2 to 2 to 1 to 1. The sum is 6. 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1, 6. And I will distribute how much or how many kirats? 24 kirats among them. If a son will take 2 times 24 divided 6. If a first son will take 8, second son will take 8. Daughter, 1 times 24 divided 6, it will be 4. If a second daughter, 4 to 4. If you add 8 plus 8 plus 4 plus 4, it will give you the 24 kirats which I will distribute. Number C. 3 persons set up a trade. The first one paid 6,000, second paid 4,800, the third will pay 7,200. If I have first, I have second, and I have third. The first pay 6,000, the second pay 4,800, the third will pay 720. The first step, I have to simplify. Cross 2 zeros, and I will divide it by 12. It will give me 5 to 4 to 6. So this is the ratio which I have. Let's complete. At the end of the year, the first one profit was 150 more than the second. If I'm talking about the first and the second only. More than it means minus. More than it means minus. Find the share of the first and the share of the second in profit. Now I have more than. More than, it means minus between first and second. If a 5 minus 4, it will give me 1. And the profit between them is 150. The first 5 times 150 over 1, it will give me the same value. It will be 750. Second, 4 times 150 divided 1 equal 600. Now, if we subtract these two numbers, because I have the word more than, it will give me that the difference is 150 between the first and the second, between the first and the second. Another example, a man died. When a man died, remember, I have son to daughter, it will be 2 to 1. Every time we have a man died, I will write 2 to 1, son to daughter. But here, this man died and leaving 24,000 LE for his wife, son, and daughter. He leave this money for wife, son, and daughter. If the wife take 1/8 of 1/8 of the wills, so find the share of the boy and the share of the daughter, given that the share of the daughter is half the share of the son. Half, it means 2 to 1. Twice also it means 2 to 1, son to daughter. But first I have to find the share of the wife. The share of the wife equal 8 of the sum which I have, 24,000. 1/8 times the total, so the wife will take 3,000. So I have a remained money, which I will share it between the son and daughter. It will be 24,000 minus what the wife will take. It will be 21,000. So I will distribute between the daughter and son only 21,000. يبقى son to daughter to sum. Son 2 to 1, sum 3, I add the ratio, and the sum will be 21,000. يبقى son will take 2 times 21,000 over 3. He will take 14,000, and the daughter 1 times 21,000 over 3. It will be 7,000. If I add these two numbers, it will give me the money which I will share between son and daughter. The last example which we have, a manufacturer of clothes produces 800 pieces daily. If the ratio between what this manufacturer produces from the children clothes to the adults clothes 2 to 3. Find the number of pieces for the children's clothes produced in 3 days. But first I have child and adult. I have 2 to 3. Sum will be 5, and sum of pieces is 800. But I want to find the children pieces only. But the children pieces is 2 times 800 over 5. It will be 320 pieces daily. But here you want to find this produced in 3 days. But I will multiply 320 times 3. It will be 960 pieces of clothes in 3 days. Thank you primary 6 for listening, and see you next video inshallah.